And with that, let's get started. It is 1:03 p.m. Again, I am Destiny Durham with the City of Chicago's Department of Housing. I was allowing a couple of more minutes to see if we had any other registered attendees that will trickle in. But again, this recording will be placed on our Department of Housing RFP website for others to view. With that, let's get started. Good afternoon, all. Thank you for joining us today for the HomeGrown Purchase Assistance Grant Program RFP Pre-Bidders Conference. For the record, my name is Destiny Durham, Project Manager of Homebuyer Programs within the Homeownership Bureau of the Department of Housing. Today, we will record the session for others that cannot attend and will place it on the Department of Housing Homegrown RFP website page. Today, we are going to go through introductions, a little bit of background, details related to the RFP itself, and we will also set aside some time for questions and answers. For those that are not familiar with the City of Chicago's Department of Housing, our mission is to expand access and choice for residents and protect their right to quality homes that are affordable, safe, and healthy. This RFP is a big step forward in not only supporting home ownership, but providing access and choice to the City of Chicago residents. Here you will also find a picture of myself, the person that you will work with during this RFP process. If you are attending this call today, you may know this information, but we're going to do a little bit of an introduction to make sure that we're all on the same page. What we're trying to solve with this RFP is expanding access and choice to homeownership due to lack of capital for a down payment and closing cost. Excuse me, my apologies. The Homegrown Purchase Assistance Grant offers pathways to affordable home ownership by creating a financing tool designed to help homebuyers access homes that are within their financial means, support family equity building by transitioning from renting to homeownership. Families can benefit from the long-term stability of mortgage payments, which are more predictable than the rising cost of rent, and fostering generational wealth will contribute to the creation of long-term stability and the opportunity for families to pass on assets to future generations. Through this RFP, $21 million has been allocated in housing economic development bond funds for supporting home ownership, affordable housing, and economic development with a 3-year term. The Homegrown Purchase Assistance Grant is designed with 2 zone areas for homebuyers. Within the RFP itself, you will find a lot of details that you will, discuss or see, but we're going to discuss further here. We have 2 zone areas, Zone A and Zone B. Zone A is defined as an area where neighborhoods have experienced a substantial increase in sales prices. The purpose of this grant is to provide up to $70,000 to mortgage-ready qualified buyers. The household income for Zone A cannot exceed 120% of the area median income, with a 5-year recapture term. For buyers to own, reside, and live in the home as their primary place of residency. As it relates to Zone B, it's defined as a low-income census tract area in which 70% or more families have an income at or below 80% of the statewide median income. Within Zone B, the purpose of this grant is to provide up to $50,000 to mortgage-ready qualified buyers. The household income for Zone B cannot exceed 150% of the area median income. Also, again, with a 5-year recapture term for buyers to own, reside, and live in the home as their primary place of residency. Each grant provided to qualified home buyers within Zone A and Zone B can be used for closing costs, down payment assistance, and private mortgage insurance premiums. How does one know if they are purchasing in Zone A or Zone B? Further details again are provided in the RFP, but here you will find that one must go to the Federal Financial Institutions Examination Council website at www.ffiec.gov and click on Geocoding Mapping System, and using the list of census tracts that are provided in the detailed RFP, one will look for the census tract number in which the property is located. If the census tract is not listed on the census tract areas list, the property is located in Zone A. If the census tract area list, it does appear, then it's going to be on Zone B. So again, if the census tract is not listed, those census tract areas are provided within the RFP itself. You will see and find a full list of the census tract areas. And if you happen to not see it listed, then it's located in Zone A. But if you do see the census tract listed, then the property is located in Zone B. You will also find that there is a chart at the bottom of the screen showing and depicting the grant amounts. So if you pay attention and see that Zone A, you will find if the home buyer is 80% AMI and below, the highest grant amount that they can receive is $70,000. Whereas if they're purchasing a home in Zone B, the highest grant amount for 80% AMI and below will be $50,000. And so on and so on, again, depending on the household income. And again, we're looking at the gross household income. One may ask, why is the grant amount less in Zone B versus Zone A? Well, for Zone A, where sale prices have increased, additional grant monies will be required to purchase. As it relates to how this RFP is structured, we are looking for 1 or 2 licensed CDFIs to administer this purchase assistance program. Based on the proposals submitted to administer the program, the RFP selection will consist of 1 or 2 program administrators. The multi-million-dollar CDFI grantee contracts will be awarded based on a selection of either 1 or 2 providers. There is a $21 million to be used in HED bond funds, which has a 3-year term. As a recipient of this grant, you may only bill for the purchase price assistance grants and a fixed project delivery fee of 11.5% per unit, payable upon a successful purchase closing. For tracking and database management, DOH will review and approve the database that will be utilized by the selected CDFIs for effective client management. The timeline is referenced in the RFP, but I also want to reference it here. As you may know, we just released this RFP last week at the start of National Homeownership Month, June 2nd, with the pre-bidders conference happening today at this time, and the RFP responses will not be due until Friday, July 18th at 11:59 a.m. The timeline is referenced in the RFP again, but we're just re-referencing it here. The things that we will be evaluating in your proposal will be selected based on your organizational capacity and values, program design implementation, budget justification, and partnerships. The hopeful timeline as we go through contracts with the city and the RFP to close in July, we intend to select the finalists in Q3, and after selection, move immediately into contract negotiation and execution so that this program can open to the public and run Q4 of 2025 through 2028. I ran through that kind of quickly, but would like to open the floor for questions at this time. I can also go back to the details presented if you like, or just open it up to folks who may have questions surrounding eligibility, selection criteria, or anything else. Before questions, I would like to add that the selection criteria of the CDFI administrator includes a lengthy list of things we're looking for, detailed on pages 11 through 13 of the RFP. Details such as the CDFI being located in the city of Chicago and serving residents of the city, details regarding how the respondent will execute the program and provide services under the RFP, documented collaborations or partnerships with other public or private agencies that support or enhance resources for affordable homeownership, just to name a few. Those are a few of the things we will be looking for. Again, the full list is provided in the RFP, pages 11 through 13. And that concludes my presentation. I'm here for any questions that you may have. Please feel free to either put them in the chat or raise your hand. And again, this information will be posted on our Department of Housing website, which we have for the Home Share RFP. We will include this video recording for all participants. And the RFP, again, is out and was released on June 2nd and will close on July 18th. We have a question in the chat from Edwin Castillo. Thank you for conducting this presentation. Will there be a separate process for mortgage lender approval to offer this program to new home buyers? No, there will not be a separate process. So when we select the CDFI lender, they will provide, again, this homegrown grant to home buyers that are eligible, but there will not be a separate list for buyers that have to work with a specific lender. They will specifically work with the CDFI lender that we are selecting that's going to, again, administer the grant, but they can work with any lender that they will be possibly approved to work with, if that makes sense. The lender is going to administer the program, but the buyer will be able to get the mortgage loan where they are eligible and qualified to receive it. Can you speak more to the city's review of the database used by the CDFI? What will you be looking for? When we're speaking of a database, we're specifically thinking of like maybe an Excel spreadsheet. We do have Salesforce, things of that nature. Any database that you're going to use to monitor and track the clients, we will have to approve that database prior to. So this is going to be for effective case management and effective tracking purposes for all of the home buyers that are going to apply for the program. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you, Edwin. Any further questions? And again, I will also insert questions on that Department of Housing website as well. We'll have a Q&A in there also. So if you think of any further questions that you can't think of at this time, please feel free to email me. And we will, again, put those questions online for all to review. So if you can't think of it now, you do have time to ask any questions. If we don't have any more questions, I'll give it maybe one more minute and possibly give everyone their time back. And thank you for joining us. Yes, thank you, Edwin. It is an amazing program. We're so happy to be here to offer it to our City of Chicago home buyers. It is very much needed. No, this will not be in addition to the Chicago Neighborhood Recovery Program. That is a question in the chat. This is entirely different. We would like to get purchase assistance out here to the city. As we have seen, prices have increased, things of that nature. The buyers are in desperate need to purchase so we can maintain affordable housing within the city. We look forward to receiving your responses. I'm not certain if CNRP is going to occur. This is a question again from Edwin. If the CNRP will not happen, I cannot speak to that as I do not cover that program. Thank you, Edwin. Do we have any more questions? If not, I will give you all some of your time back. We are concluding at 1:17 p.m. for the pre-bidders conference for the Homegrown Purchase Assistance Program. We thank you all for joining us today. Again, this information will be placed on our Department of Housing website, along with any questions and answers that we intend to receive up until the deadline day. Please feel free to provide, again, any questions you think of, possibly up until July 17th, as the deadline day is July 18th. We will have those Q&As on the website as well as this recording. So I thank you all, and I wish you all a great, great afternoon. Have a great day.